sort of cited this place and this noise and this atmosphere as being one of what could be a key sort of determining factor in the success for hopefully Leeds this season. It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We've had that luxury and enjoyment of being out there in front of the fans on game days, on cup nights, things that you'll never forget. You take their moments to your grave. You've got to use it to your advantage. And when you're coming back here as a player from an opposition team, which I did with Carly at night, the atmosphere is very hostile, and you don't get that. You don't get that feeling that you want. So that's what the challenge for the opposition come. You always say you must try and nullify the Elland Road fans. You've got to get in the opposition's faces. You've got to try and get an early goal against them. Keep it tight, just to make the crowd quiet. And that's what the manager will be saying to his Bournemouth players. And then you try and get in your own game plan. And it's the opposite for a home team. You've got to do the same. You've got to use the momentum in the crowd and the style of play to our advantage.
Yeah, 100%. And that's based on the players that we put out there as well. We've got some great players, some really exciting players, but also some that are really structured, organised and disciplined, stay in the positions. And, as long as we show the right energy, the right enthusiasm, for us, I think it's going to be an exciting game. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed.
There'll be energy because both teams like to press.
Yeah.
Both managers like, again, the opposite end of the field. So, win for an interesting game. I still think it's going to be very close and very tight.
Yeah, looking at the team news, it is the same starting 11 as the last couple of games for Leeds United. Daniel Farke's picked that team that won at Wolves and was so unlucky at the end at Fulham as well. A real sign there of confidence in the players. And also, by the way, worth saying, good to see Jayden Bogle. He went off injured. There was a couple of injuries. Dan James is on the bench. That's good to see because he went off. But Daniel Farke's sort of said, well, go out and replicate that again today, Bridgie.
Yes, structure, you know who's playing, you know the organisation. I mean, before the Wolves game, we were chatting about their manager, Pereira, not knowing the best formation, the best players that he needs for that formation, and he's been shuffling all season, and their results have replicated that now. Basically what Daniel Farke is saying to the players, if you're going out and you're getting the results and you're performing, then you're back in for the next game. And I think that's a really good way to look at it. As long as the games aren't coming too quick and too fast for the recovery period. It's been a week, so he's given the lads the faith again and the trust.
He has. What are you looking forward to the most? Who are you looking forward to seeing the most?
I'm going to say Okafur.
Do you know what? I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. The dribbles that this man possesses, Bex, he's a defender's nightmare. We love attacking players, me and you, so yeah.
Do you know what? And one of the things that we're discussing off camera is, for defenders, he's a nightmare to play against, isn't he? You just hate quick players running up against you. You hate the tricky players, low centre of gravity. He's got all of that, and he's got the pace. We saw the finish, his first goal for Leeds United, incidentally, in the last game against Wolves. We see that he can use his left foot. We can see he can use his right foot, and that makes him a real problem to deal with.
What he's got to learn is the dribbles that he's got to do, when to do it in the right areas of the field, because he did lose the ball, cost a goal at the opener.
Yes.
So there's moments that you learn from as a player when you want to excite the fans. We love to entertain. There's moments when the manager goes, not on this end of the field, do it in the right end.
Yeah, well, they're certainly on the score sheet, along with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and of course Anton Stack. 3 new players, 3 all getting on the score sheet last week. We'll take a look at those goals shortly, but before we do, let's hear from one of the starting 11 today. It might be Ryder Cup weekend, but there's one American we don't mind having a good day. Here's the thoughts of Brendan Aronson with our commentator Bryn Law.
Well, it's got to be good to be back at Elland Road, hasn't it, Brendan? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. I mean, 2 away games, also 1 week in between games. We're not really used to that. But, yeah, I mean, it's really good to be back home, and I think we have a lot of confidence going into this game.
It's going to be a difficult game, surely, isn't it? Bournemouth have had such a good start to the season.
Yeah, they've had an amazing start to the season. They're a top team. We know that from what they're doing in the table right now. So we're ready for them. We watched our film. We know what to expect. I mean, definitely a high-intensity game, and yeah, we're just ready to go out there and do the best we can.
I guess some momentum was established in that previous game away at Wolverhampton. You'd like to carry that into this one, maybe?
Yeah, 100%. I think the team was really good the last game. I think even to go down a goal and then come back the way we did shows the mentality of this team and how strong we are. So I'm really looking forward to the game today, and I think the team is too.
Yeah, there you go, the thoughts of Brendan Aronson. Bex, Brendan Aronson back in the team again today. Daniel Farke's showed faith in all 11 players, including Brendan Aronson. One of the things he mentioned there was the confidence that last week brings into this game. Getting that away win, and it's just another tick, isn't it, of the things you're trying to achieve. Get the home win, get the away win, then the next thing you want to get back-to-back wins if you can. But Brendan Aronson back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, look, he's one of those players, he will naturally divide opinion. And the positives first. the energy he shows, the determination to close down, and he never stops running. He gives 110% every single game, every moment, and that's what buys him a little bit of time with the manager. That's what the manager really appreciates. The negatives, he's very lightweight, and it's his decision making in the final third. If he can improve those areas, he's going to be such a threat going forwards. But the problem he has is he has to learn on the job. He has to do it quickly. And the players that he's got around him currently, when the squad's fully fit, in that 10 role that he likes to play and likes to operate in, we've got lots of players that are able. You know, William Onto, I think personally, is a better fit in that position. How obviously situations are whatever they are, but I want to see just a little bit more physicality. And I don't mean for him to bulk up and look massive or anything like that, but he's a bit too easy to brush off the ball. Yeah. You know, if he can work on that element of himself
to hold his own.
Exactly.
Wolves last week was a game I suspect that the team would have looked at, the management would have looked at and say, right, let's see if we can pick up some points here. Wolves in the current situation they are in with now 5 defeats on the bounce. But saying you're going to target it is one thing, putting in a performance, especially in this 15-minute period, is another, Bridgie. And great to see Calvert-Lewin getting the goal there. He did say in his post-match interview, that's what I do. Give me those kind of balls.
I loved what he had to say, because if you get the ball into get it into the penalty area crosses when you've got a striker and a talisman like this is what he's capable of doing. He's got 2 strong defenders there. He absolutely bullied them. That is his bread and butter. And it's great that he's put out a message of cry to the players to say, do the same, deliver it. So that was a big moment for him. I'm delighted for him, because I think it'll kickstart his season. It'll give him the confidence. And then when we got the free kick, another man stack. I mean, there were so many players wanting to take this, and it's so impressive because the wall is lined up. The goalkeeper is actually is on the side where he's striking it, and he's kind of saying, mate, I've got no chance. That is just world class. Absolutely world class.
You've got a window there the size of the ball, and if it doesn't go in that sort of square of the goal, it's not going in, is it, Bags?
No, it's not. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier about Okafur. Great awareness not to take up the space, keep himself nice and wide. Great turn of pace, and the finish as well. Nice and early, gets the keeper off his guard. You could argue the goalkeeper should do a little bit better, but look, for all 3 new signings to get off the mark, I think is brilliant for confidence. Coming into this game here today against Bournemouth at home, oh my word.
The attitude and the desire to go from 1-0 down to turn that around into the way that it was. And if you had we were 2-1 up in that game there before Okafur got his goal. We had 6 players pressing Wolves defence. We didn't sit back and say, right, we're going to try and keep this at 2-1. We were happy pressing. That's why this game today is going to be so interesting.
From a forwards point of view, both of you will know this: the quicker you can get your first goal for a new club, the better. So for Calvert-Lewin and for Okafor to have that pretty early on in the season, that's right. Done.
They can relax and they can enjoy.
First goal for the club?
We're not talking about that. A year and a half.
Was it how long?
A year and a half.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I had the worst debut against Derby out here. I could hear the fans thinking how much we paid for him. He's absolutely rubbish. Thankfully, it was the hat-trick against Southampton, my second game, and I remember David Batty grabbed us and he went, you've arrived. And that really eased the pressure, because I was feeling it, because Jimmy Floyd had left. So, them goals that you mentioned for the new boys, brilliant timing.
I did go out on loan, just for the record.
you came good in the end. We're hoping it'll be the same today, Bex. We're hoping it'll be the same today. Right, let's get the thoughts of our commentary team ahead of this kick-off. Just 15 minutes or so to go until Leeds United take on Bournemouth. Here's Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Well, it's been a while, but here we are, back in the tunnel at Elland Road. It's good to be back as well, especially after a win at Wolverhampton last weekend. We'll have a look at the team first, Tony. As anticipated, I think. Same 11.
Yes, and why not? Fortunately, they're all fit. That's the most important thing. But the way that they played down at Wolverhampton Wanderers and then responded well to get us back in front at half-time, it was vital. It was really important to produce a big performance, and that's, I thought, exactly what the lads did, so they can go again.
We've talked about the 2 elements that are required. One is to be robust defensively, but then you need something else at the end as well, the other end as well. those elements were both present in that performance last week. So time to do the same again here at home, I guess.
At home, you're right. And then I think we looked like we were improving. We looked like the new signings were settling in, getting more fit as well, which is always important. And the goals came from those 3 new signings. So let's hope that continues. But you're right, in front of the Elland Road faithful. Let's see if we can score 1 or 2. But we're up against a very good side. And Bournemouth, I keep watching them. I saw their first game against Liverpool and I thought, wow, on the counter-attack, they're quick, they're strong, they're dangerous. So we've got to be really at it today.
And their league position, I mean, it's early days, obviously, but their league position tells you they've had a good start, if nothing else.
Yeah, they're not there by luck, let's put it that way. And they're a solid Premier League outfit, kind of like we aspire to be that comfortable like them. And they've done well. They sell players for lots and lots of money, reinvest it. And, the likes of Semenyo and Evan Nilsson, they're just, quality players. So we've got to be careful today. But at the same time, we're home against anyone. We're going to give them a great game.
I hope you're right. There you go. Tony Dorigo. Is he predicting a great game? Certainly hoping for one anyway.
There you go, brilliant. Tony, bring you your commentary from 3 o'clock. We're just still in the studio. Can't quite believe. How long was it, Bex, again, before you scored a goal for the club?
Come on, mate. Bridgie's absolutely wiped me out, mate.
Did you know that before you asked him, by the way?
Of course I did. Strikers Union is out the window.
2 games, just a year and a half.
Just the 18 months. Just the 18 months. You scored a couple of biggies, though. Bex. We'll give it amongst that haul for the club. I will give you that. Brilliant, Tony. Of course, we'll be bringing you the commentary. Winning last week is one thing. How do they bring that confidence into this game? What's the setup going to be, do you think, Bridgie, today against a good Bournemouth team?
Well, there's moments we're going to want to play out against a team that love to press, and when they get the pressing right, Bournemouth, they hurt you. So that is when we've got to learn it. I call it risk against reward. There's a time to play out and go through the thirds as we do and get in the final third. Brilliant. And if not, bypass the press. But I've got to say, defensively, we've got to be so switched on from corners, set plays, organisation. We will get chances in this game, and I think the boys that we've just mentioned and seen there, we will have to be clinical and take our chances.
So Bex is just looking that way.
I think exactly Tyler Adams is outside.
So you were talking about getting a hostile reception when you come back to a club. I think a former Leeds player might be getting that just down there in the corner as we speak, as he goes through with some words which are not broadcastable that are coming from some of the Leeds fans at the moment. But that's football, isn't it, for you? And actually, they have a pretty solid midfielder, don't they, with Tyler Adams, of course, and the captain's back in as well, Ryan Christie today, Bex.
Yeah, look, they've gone for stability. No bells, no whistles, no excitement, just solid, hard-working players. They're going to try and break down the attacking way that we play. And again, touching on what Bridgie said, I don't think either side are going to be sitting back at all. I think it will be attack versus attack. Picking the right times to play out from the back. Every now and then, bypass the defenders, bypass the full midfielders, straight into Dominic, up top, and then build from there. You've just got to play the game.
The guy you just mentioned there, Tyler Adams, who's just come out, we know what he's all about.
Yeah.
He will go and he will dog and he will rat and he will try and win the ball back. He's going to sit. Christie's the one that I'm worried about coming in alongside Clivert, because Brooks has been a very good player for them this season. Biggest chances created for Bournemouth in the matches that they've had. He's out and I was delighted, but then I saw Clivert had come in. So Christie and Clivert, very, very big players, so watch his space.
There's a really lovely moment happening behind us right now on the pitch at Elland Road, where fans were asked to come in by 2:45 because of a special announcement, and as we speak there is a presentation being made to Johnny Giles, one of the Leeds United greats. A Lifetime Achievement Award from the club today being presented on the pitch as we speak behind us. The stats, 527 appearances, 114 goals, didn't have to wait 18 months either, Bex, for one of those. 7 major trophies, and one of the club's all-time greats. It's a really nice moment. We've had some incredible players at the club, and it's right that the club honour those players and what they did, because when we talk about the Leeds United history, it goes back so far, but that era, here you go, you can see here, that era was such a special one and defined so many generations of fans who are grandfathers to fathers to sons and daughters and granddaughters. And Johnny Giles was a massive part of that team, Bridgie.
It's just great to see. I mean, the DNA of this football club, the legacy that players leave here when they've been winning things, and to come back and get awards and achievements like this, and to be honoured, it's special, and it should be. And I was very lucky when I signed the 99-2000. You come from a football club in Sunderland that I've grown up in that area. You come to somewhere else and you don't know what the club, you know who Leeds United are, but you don't go digging and look at the history when you're a young lad. I had Eddie Gray as my assistant manager alongside David Levy. He made sure that all the new players knew exactly what this football club was about, what it meant to be part of, because he's obviously been part of the DNA of this football club, and the legacy of the Gray family goes on. So a great accolade there, and like you say, that's why this football club exists, for people that have gone out and done the job like that.
What is it like, Bex, when you walk into this club for the first time and you sort of look around? You must feel that sense of what this club is about and the history that was sort of created by those generations of players.
Yeah, it's massive. You know, the expectation, the pressure, the history, humongous. But again, touching on what Bridgie said there, we have lots of moments where a lot of the old senior pros used to come in, and you know, players that rub shoulders with Johnny Giles, and we would converse with them and listen to some of the stories, and just it was amazing, genuinely amazing to be around.
Inspiring as well.
Inspiring, exactly that. And for somebody like myself, coming from where I came from, to be able to see what they've achieved wearing the white shirt of Leeds United, and seeing that there's a slight possibility that I might be able to emulate the smallest details of what they've been able to do, that in itself for me was one of the biggest inspirations and motivations.
And you said 7 trophies, didn't you?
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah, there's a huge ovation happening behind us right now, and a really lovely moment here in the grounds. Not only Johnny Giles here today, but in terms of Leeds United legends, there's another one in town. He's been catching up with Bryn Law. I'm talking about the Chief, Lucas Radebe.
Well, Lucas, good to see you back at Elland Road again. Have you liked what you've seen of Leeds United so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the former players like Tony DeRigo, Nigel Martin, you know, it's absolutely exciting, and being among the fans as well, the atmosphere back here, it's absolutely amazing. I was always looking forward to this trip, and hopefully today we'll get a better result.
Well, it's all about results at this level, isn't it? It's so difficult.
Absolutely, you know, because you've got so much competition, you know, especially with clubs like Bournemouth, you know, they're very tough. You know, and that's where, especially when you play at home, we need to get 3 points. But you know, these games like this, they don't guarantee you that. So you're going to have to fight all the way and make sure that at least you don't lose the game.
From what you've seen so far, do you think Leeds are in good shape to be okay this season?
It's tough. It's going to be tough. You know, I think there's a lot of games, there's big games coming up, and you know, to keep that momentum going, you know, especially if we have to be consistent enough to play well, you know, at least that will get us a bit of the result. But with the players that we have, you know, strong defence, good goalkeeper, Ampadu in the midfield, I think we've got a better chance. And
this place helps, doesn't it, Elland Road?
Oh yeah, the 12th man. You know, you got to be. You know, if you get 3 points and play well, this is the place. I mean, it's a fortress, and we know how it's like. I mean, from those days, you know, when we played in the Champions League, it's absolutely amazing. And I think the one thing is that, you know, some of the players or the opposition teams, you know, they hated coming here because they know how difficult it is, you know, to get the result or play because of the atmosphere and the camaraderie of the players.
Yeah, the Chief's in town. The Chief, by the way, Lucas Radebe, is going to be in this studio next week for the Spurs game, which we're looking forward to. And of course, our old teammate of yours, Bridgie.
Old teammate mine, great leader, inspirational man, still never forgiven him. He didn't come to my 21st birthday party because he was in South Africa having a barbecue with Nelson Mandela, so he's forgiven.
It's going to be frosty in the studio next. A good reason though, Bridgie, not to be there. Great to have Lucas here, of course, with us here at Elland Road today. Right, Bournemouth are the opposition. The last time we played Bournemouth was quite incredible here at Elland Road. Back in 2022, from 3 down to winning 4-3. The atmosphere there at the end, I think we can take a look at the goals here. If we get anything like this, Bex, today, it'll be quite something. But that was a day that a lot of people will remember for a long time, albeit not necessarily the season.
Yeah, listen, I was here as well, and it was, oh my word. To concede the 3 goals initially, that was heart-wrenching, because it was a game where we should have got much more from in the early stages of that game anyway. But the reaction of the players, the way that the players were organised, the discipline of them all. Cree, Somerville was unbelievable every time he picked the ball up. But you can say that argument for the majority of the players that were in there, you know. the explosion of noise, the sound, the reaction of the fans. Oh my word!
Yeah, it's one of those games, and we saw them last season.
This goal was one of the best of the season, by the way, because we worked that ball from left to right through the mid-third, one side to the other, and then obviously when it falls here, it was the build-up to that goal was outstanding. The football we were playing, it was breathtaking.
A 4-3's a great result when you come from 3-0 down, but it's a little bit stressful in the moment until it happens.
Mate, I had no grey hairs when the game started. Flipping heck.
But you know, it is a demonstration of what this stadium can do. And I guess, and you'll know this as well, having played here so many times, not just for our players, but for opposition players as well. That has an effect when the crowd get going, when the crowd are into it as they are. As an opponent, that's going to have some effect on it, isn't it?
Yeah, I said about you've got to use it to your advantage, and if you start the game poorly as a Leeds United player, the Leeds fans will tell you about it as well, you know, which is good because it can kickstart you to get your ideas up. But if you start the game well and you get them behind you and the opposition in it, and then these scenes, absolutely magic. Was that really not going away?
Falling over in the background. Absolutely great. Well, there you go. We're around 5 minutes away from kickoff. All right, I'm going to have to mention the stat, and I'm sorry because everyone's going to come back at the end and say, why did you even mention that? Well, but here's the stat. We've won all of our 7 home league games against Bournemouth, scoring 18 goals, 4 of course in the last meeting. So there you go. 7 of our home league games against Bournemouth. Is it going to be 8 out of 8 today, chaps?
Yes,
that's the question for you,
yes,
Bridget.
it is.
Go on, give us a score. How's this one going to go?
1-0 Leeds win.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm going to say there's going to be more goals than that. I'm hoping for a 3-1 Leeds, but I think it'll be 2-1 Leeds.
So which is the prediction?
Yes.
It's going to be close.
Bex, you know what a prediction is, right? It's not a selection of scores. Not just a selection of scores that you can go for.
I think it's going to be 2-1, but I want it to be 3-1 so that we've got more
security.
Exactly.
Right. We'll talk over that one. Right, here we go. Just a few minutes away from kickoff. Leeds United, we're back at home in action in the Premier League against Bournemouth. Your commentary team today, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo. Enjoy the match.
So good to be back home again. It's been a while, but here we are at Elland Road. The place is looking great. It's full to the rafters. The noise levels are high. Expectation levels are high as well. Leeds looking to build on momentum established in this season's first away win at Molineux 7 days ago. And here we have the first Saturday